Okay, I'll be with you in just a few minutes. I'm just preparing the stream. Okay, hi everybody. I can see you on Facebook. Just give me a moment to get everything ready. I'm just going to my YouTube, making sure I have everything. Let me just get the volume down here. Come on. Okay, hi everybody. I can see you on Facebook. Okay, here we go. Okay, I am ready. I am ready. Well, good morning, everyone. I'm just going to put the one, at least good morning from Vancouver again. So I am actually back for a very special reason because we have, as you know, there was a lot of on the story between the hawk and the eagle, right? And recently we had the crow in an eagle's nest, and that had quite a tragic ending. Hi Zara, hi everyone. I can see you now on Facebook. That's good, and I can also see you live there on YouTube. So why I'm back this morning is because, as you know, I have been with a lot of energy following hawklets in Eagle's Nest and broadcasting live from these places. And that was the one in 2017 that was in the Sydney Nest on Vancouver Island. So that's close where I live in Vancouver. And the second one, that was 2017, by the way. And in 2019, we had a hawklet in Redding in an eagle's nest, and that took a bit of a tragic ending because we believe that the hawklet actually fell out of the nest. Well, what is interesting about this one, unfortunately, also with the tragic ending, I got up so early this morning. I was so excited I couldn't sleep all night because, fortunately, I got a lot of news from some of you. Thank you so much, and. It is a sad outcome. I can see that you are jumping in now. It is a sad outcome, but it's still important because this is part of life. So this is a white-tailed eagle nest in Latvia. I'm just going to make myself just get myself out of the way here. So, and what's great about this camera is you can spool 12 hours back. I have given the link below in the stream so you can see the link of it. I will show you in a moment where the location of the nest is in Western Latvia. But just let me give you a quick update. So this is an eagle pair. I think the female's called Milda. I don't remember the male's name. I would just have to look it up quickly. It's somewhere. What was the male's name? Wait a minute. Raimis, yes. Raimis and Milda. I've got it now. Raimis and Milda. So white-tailed eagles are very common in Europe, as you know, in Asia. And I've seen them also in Japan. We don't have them like this in North America. They are slightly bigger than our bald eagles. And this location here is very close actually to the ocean. So I'm just going to show you that. Where the location is. Let me just flip over. There you go. Okay, I'm going to zoom out now. This is on there. There we are. There we are. Let me just see if I can center this a bit more. So as you can see, here is the Baltic Sea. Right? That's the Baltic Sea that we have here. Stockholm, Sweden over there. If you go to the east, Estonia, Latvia and Lithuania. So this is in Latvia, and it is on the east coast. So it should be somewhere. Sorry, on the west coast. What am I saying? It's of course on the west. It's on the west coast, very close to the Baltic Sea. They have a nest somewhere along here, of course, because again, eagles hunt fish. So do white-tailed eagles. That's the approximate location that I have here in Latvia. I don't have the exact location, but I've given the notes here. So that's in so-called Dorbe County. I hope I pronounced that correctly, right? That's where it is. Maybe some of you know a little bit more about the nest, but that's the location. Let me go back again and just show you so again, this live stream is about, I'm spooling back 12 hours now so that you can actually see what happened. So this has an incredible span of a memory of 12 hours where I can spool back in the nest here. Okay, let me just reconnect it. 1 second. There we are. We're back live. So this is not live. This is 12 hours ago. So I, of course, was super excited. Well, here's another hawk in an eagle's nest. And I thought, well, that's absolutely wonderful. This is so exciting. And this morning, again, I got up very early to prepare the stream and only to find out with devastation that the hawk was dead. And I asked myself, how is that possible? Because I'll tell you what happened in this eagle nest as far as I understand. Well, first of all, there's a let me just quieten down the birds. They have this incredible microphone here. That's quite unique. So what happened here was 12 hours ago, there was food shortage. They had 3 eaglets. One of them was kicked out, right? That can happen. One of them was kicked out. And then I think the parents usually bring in fish. But what was noticed, and I read that in the chat, and you can happily correct me or add on. I'll read your notes as I come, because I can see both Facebook and YouTube live. So you're very welcome to put in comments if you know more about this nest and would like to add some educational information onto this. So what happened then was they brought in all kinds of live animals, of course, buzzards typically, and we believe that there was also a hawklet that came in. So I got all excited. I looked on the camera, and this morning the hawklet, indeed, when I woke up very early, was still alive. And then later, when I prepared the stream again, it was dead. I thought, wow, that is strange, because up to now I believed that if they would only be a few hours in the nest, and that's what we saw in the Reading nest, and that's what we saw in the Sydney nest, they would adopt. And I thought also because, well, we don't know, I don't know if eagles can count, but I thought, well, there's the 3rd chick now. But that's not what happened. That's not what happened. Actually, I think it was Mama that came in. Boa tarde from Brazil. Very nice. Okay. Very nice. So what happened? Yes, I'm explaining that right now. So what I'm going to show you now is very graphic content. Okay. So if you don't like to see what I'm about to show you, then only listen to what I have to say and look away from the screen. But what happened, unfortunately, is that Mama then was looking at it, and I found this quite intriguing, actually, because this is nature, okay? We're talking about raptors here, and that's the behavior of raptors, and this is an educational channel. So I thought this is also important because we learned something from this. This is about the behavior of animals. I mean, raptors are predators, right? And they bring in a hawk, and hawks are predators. They will they will be predators on others, and so on. It goes right down the food chain. And it's important to understand nature, and that's also why we look at these cameras. We have to get away from this anamorphism where we, where we project our human feelings, which we can of course have, and we all have them. We had that with the crow. But apart from that, we're here to study nature and understand nature, and that's also why I wanted to show this, because this is the first time ever where we actually see on a webcam. That's not happened before. On a webcam, I've never seen a hawklet up to now with a webcam in an eagle's nest, right? And this happened to be in Latvia at the moment. So it's Western Latvia, as I just showed on the map. And so everything was fine. I'm going to try and spool forward so you don't need to look at what I'm just about to show you. Fortunately, the moderator also cut out a little bit, okay? But it's going to be a little bit very graphic, okay? So sorry about this, but I'm about facts, all about facts, okay? So let me try and spool forward. So this was, if I look at the time code, this was around 11:01 this in the morning, okay? So I'm going to spool forward a little bit. That's already too far. Hang on, that's too far. 11, what was it? 11:50, 12:14. There you can see the hawklet. I just want to show you the hawklet is still fine at that stage. Let me just see where it is. 1 second. Yeah, there you can see the hawklet. Very clear, right? Very clear. So that was local time 12:34, just after noon, okay? That was just after noon. Your crow experts led us to believe that parents would probably not attack a chick. Exactly, you're right. Yes, that is not always true. Absolutely. Well, yeah. Well, we're the truth is we're learning a lot about this, right? So anyway, let's get back to the education. So the hawklet is very well. Now again, what you're about to see, close your eyes. It's around 12:53 time code, where something happens when I think Mama comes in, Milda comes in, as far as I understand. Okay, so let me just try and jump forward a bit. Okay, that was too far. Oh, cook. Here, 12:50. This is not easy to spool. No, it's very difficult to find the exact time code. So hang on. (12:07). 12:16, 12:24, 28. Okay, just bear with me because I'm using the real time code, right? This is the real time code, which you cannot program. 41. Okay, we're getting close now. Here you can see the hawklet is still fine. 49. Okay. Here we go. Okay, so Mama's just landed. What you're about to see, please, if you don't like this, look away. But yeah, so they cut a bit out of this, for because it's a very graphic content. But this is what happens. So what I found interesting here, which I had not known, is before that the hawk was still, if you look at the footage earlier, it seemed like Mama was adopting the hawklet, right? It looked like it, and I thought, wow, they've now adopted it. But what was new to me, which I didn't know, is that this little one, well, it's very graphic. I'm so sorry about this, but that's the way nature is, right? I mean, that's what they do, right? That's what they do. And there's also incredible food shortage. So, they don't bring in fish, but yeah, well. They kill the little one, so I won't show any more of this. I think that's about enough. Anyway, so they get fed, right? They get fed and later they rest, right? That's nature's tough, exactly. So that's what happened there, right? So I think what was new to me was that the parent was actually able to recognize that this is not one of their own. Maybe this only happens when the food is very short. I'm speculating again because they were suffering under food shortage. That's what I read in the forum, at least. So it seems to me like the behavior is really complex. It's something we learn every day. It's not that simple to understand. It's not just like it's always like this, or eagles always mate for life, and so on. No, nature is much more complex than that. Animals have character. They're different from each other, right? So there's no general things. The nice thing about these cameras is that we're learning a lot about animals, right? So anyway, I'm just going to look at your notes now. I'm just going to quickly scroll down here on. First, let's start on YouTube. Hi, everybody. Yes, yes, it is very sad, right? DJ28, by the way, thanks for your donation. Thank you. That's very kind. Yes, and you got the picture, right? You got the picture. You understand what's going on, right? So I don't have to explain it anymore. But I will just go back to the moments, and this is the wonderful moment. Look at that. You can see Mama, I think, is standing right next to the hawklet there, and this was 11:10. So this is about 1.5 hours before it happened, standing right next to it, and it looks so much like they have adopted the hawklet, doesn't it? And how wrong this was again, right? So, wow. What do we know, really? What do we know, right? It looks completely idyllic, and it looks like, wow, we've got another hawk in an eagle's nest, and it's going to be raised. I was so sure this was going to be raised and that we would have many sessions on this, but it's not the case, right? It's not the case. Animals have zodiac signs just like people. Well, I think it's even, Susie, I think it's much more complicated than the zodiac signs. People, if we had only zodiac signs, I mean, I'm not an astrologist, I'm an astronomer. But if we had zodiac signs, you could classify people only by 12 symbols. That is completely oversimplified. Oh, completely oversimplified. We are much more complicated. I'm an Aries. But there may be another Aries that is completely different, right? So the classification of the zodiac sign is very, very arbitrary, okay? I just had to comment on that. People are much more complicated, and animals too. They're much, much more complex than the zodiac signs are. Okay, so let me jump quickly onto, see on Facebook. Thank you everyone for joining. I'm reading your comments now. Yes, I can see all the usual ones. Danny, Denise, AP, Jane, Samantha, Tim, great to see you. Karen, Connie, Georgie, that's great. Carol, oh, there's so many here. And I also saw, I saw Zara, of course. Yes, hi Zara on the East Coast. Very nice. Kim Stout, Robert, and so on and so on. Very nice that you're joining. So anyway, I'm not going to make this very long. I just wanted to give you this update so that we understand what nature is all about, right? That's what it's all about. And it's not easy. Hawk, yes. I'm just looking at the struggle as a real hawk, yes. A hawk. Yes. Did Parent bring it in? Yes, they did. That is absolutely known. They're bringing lots of live animals in, of course. Well, you know, the hawks do the same with others, right? And so on. It goes right down the food chain, right? So that's, and I know you can't watch this. But anyway, this is, you know, this is how wrong our perception can be. At least mine was wrong, because it looks so idyllic, standing right next to it, and everything is fine, right? And then later, you know, oh, thank you very much, Orimum, for the donation. I really appreciate it. And by the way, just give me heads up if you like these type of broadcasts, me bringing in different stories from Eagle Camps, information that I get. And I strongly, by the way, rely on your information. So if you have any information, here is my email. Okay, here's my email, zassefoto@gmail.com. I so appreciate it because I didn't know about this nest. I got that from Anna and someone else last night. Anna in Australia sent me this. Thank you so much. And I read these things immediately, and I was wide awake then when I saw this. And I thought, oh my goodness, this is an incredible story. So there's so much going on. So if you have anything that, especially on the news side, even if you read the news somewhere that you think would be worth reporting on, whether it's good or bad, it doesn't matter. It's very important, you know, to keep this a real conservationist educational channel. That's what I'm after, okay? So just do that. Eagle, very nice. The struggle is real. Cater is spelling out beautifully on YouTube. Eagle, right in a vertical way. I like that. Hi, Christian. Is the same nest a crow? No, it's not the same nest, Miss Eaglewoman. We are in Latvia now. Okay, we are in Latvia. Okay, so I'm just going to blend myself out here. So we are in Latvia, Western Latvia. Just jump quickly again. This is where we are actually. So that is, if I zoom in, Baltic Sea, right? That's the Baltic Sea. There you go. And let me just zoom in a little bit more. So this is in Latvia. As you can see, Stockholm is right there. I was in Stockholm. I lived there for quite some time. So I only saw the western side of the Baltic Sea. The eastern side is, of course, Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania, as you know. And they have some wildlife cameras here. One of them is the white-tailed eagle nest. And that's what we're talking about, right? We're talking about an area somewhere on the west here on the west side of Latvia. Unfortunately, I don't speak Latvian. I was going through the forum this morning, trying to understand as much as I possibly can. Let me jump back to the nest again. 1 second. Yeah, there we are. That's the nest. So anyway, the little one was still fine there. So that's what I'm reporting about. Okay, that's what this is all about. Okay, okay. How much bigger is the white-tailed? You know, that's a great story. Let me just blend myself back in here. Tim, the I have a good comparison. The white-tailed eagle is probably around 10% bigger than the bald eagle. I was in Japan last year, and then comes the Stellars, which is about 25% bigger. It's quite a lot bigger. It's an enormous size. So the white-tailed is slightly bigger than the bald eagle. That gives you a good comparison. But if you look at the eaglets here, you would not. You would think those are bald eagles, right? I mean, they look all so similar. At least I cannot distinguish them. Maybe there's somebody who can, but I certainly cannot. Okay, I don't know the difference. But anyway, you can see how peaceful Mama is here, right next to the to the hawklet. And I thought, wow, this is the story, right? And then I won't go back into it, but you can replay the scene if you like to. I'm not going to show it again because it's very graphic, but you can then see, unfortunately, how Mama deliberately kills it and understands this is not one of our species, right? So very different to what I saw or what we saw in the Sydney nest in 2017, or what we saw, in Reading in 2019, right? It's really different. Okay. Yes, and I thought the bald eagle was big. Wow, no, Jane, the bald eagles is large, no doubt. I mean, I've shown you pictures of me right next to bald eagles, right? The bald eagles is huge, believe me. But when it comes to the to the white-tailed eagle, it's bigger, and then comes the Stellars. Oh my goodness, it's huge, right? It's huge, right? Do the white-tailed eagle differ from Europe and Asia? Jack, I don't know the answer. I don't know the answer. My initial response to that would be probably not. They're very similar. I would think they're very similar. I think those that I saw in Japan are very similar to the European size. And I'm happy to be corrected on this, but that is, that is what I believe is the way it is. Okay. Let's see. Can I use the beautiful image you sent me for my art? Yeah, DJ, of course you can. Absolutely. If you do want to, either I can give you direct permission here, or if you ever need permission for that, just send me an email by azasafoto@gmail.com, but don't please take it without my permission. I do want to know to what causes these go, and I do know DJ28 and so on. So I do know who's behind this, because I want my my footage. I'm very keen to help not-for-profit organizations promoting wildlife, but I'm not going to give it out to any organization that I personally don't approve of. Okay, so I'm very clear about that. Okay, so yes, you can. The eagle didn't feed little eaglet for a long time before. I see Anna. That's Anna. Anna, I think you were the one who sent me an email yesterday. I just have to check if that is the Anna that just sent me an email. Gosh, I got so much information always. Let me just see. Is that Anna? No, that's another Anna, I think. No, that's Anna from Australia. I think this is another Anna. I'm getting mixed up. There's so many Annas here. So no, that's not. Yeah. The eagle didn't. Yeah, feed the eaglet for a long time before. Yes, I see. Okay, thank you for that information. Thank you. Okay, let me see. What happened, Mary? I just said so. I think I just explained what happened there, right? I explained it. So once again, everything was fine. Spool forward a bit. I'm not going to show this again, but you can see the little ones are resting there. And you can see the size difference, right? You can see right behind, that is the hawklet. Everything was fine. And then Mama came back in, and then due to the lack of food, which I extracted from the forum, that information this morning, then decided to kill that hawklet, which came as a surprise to me, absolute surprise. You know what's surprising is the way she looked at it. Like saying, "You're not one of us." Wow, and that was new to me. Okay. Yes, DJ28, I know you give me full credit. It's no problem. No problem. So, Mary, that's what happened. That's also why I'm showing this nest for educational reasons. Okay, that's right. What's the website for the camera? Different views. Okay, I will. I have given the link below of the of I don't know if they have different views. I don't know if they have different views. My understanding is there's only one camera here, right? Which is great. So I don't think they have different cameras here. They have only one camera, but I have given the link below this live stream. Okay, I put it in, so you should have it. Okay? Okay. So Marianne is fine. Okay, you got the information. That's great. So they don't, I mean, you don't have to always think that there are three cameras on a tree. It's difficult enough to put one camera up. And this is incredible that we can actually watch it. I mean, listen to the wildlife here. Isn't that incredible? Just all the birds and the sounds. They placed the camera quite well. They know about wind. You know, sometimes the ones who install microphones install them wrong, but they installed it in a way that it's protected from the wind. So it's, despite there being quite strong wind up there, as you can hear, it's picking up all the beautiful background noises of all these chirping, beautiful birds in spring. Listen to that. Isn't that marvelous? It makes me want to be there and just, you know, just relax in that type of nature. It's just incredible, isn't it? It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Yes. Mark Horner. Hi, Mark. You're also there. Anna 1, Anna 2, Anna 3. Yes, probably. Yes, it's exciting and informative, Connie. I agree. I mean, you know, and again, I strongly encourage you, when you find any stories on the news or something, please send me, you know, don't hesitate to send me an email, and I'll happily increase the number of broadcasts, especially the spontaneous ones like this, to keep you informed of what's going on. I think that's really important, that we learn about nature, no matter what it is. Okay? Hi, Kit is also there. Yes, the Redding nest. That reminds me, Kit, right? The Redding nest. So that's why I'm showing this. The Redding nest was a different tragedy. That was last year, June or July, right? Gosh, I can't quite recall when we were there. Time flies. But anyway, Kit was also there. Yes, that's why I'm mentioning it. So that was the Redding nest, and unfortunately, it seems like the hawklet fell out of the nest. For whatever reason, we don't know. It probably happened at night and then was eaten by a bear, we believe, right? Not very nice. But, or it was kicked out, we don't exactly know. And then the Sydney nest was a very positive one. That was 2017 that I did my first full documentation on, where there was a hawk, and you can see those on the live stream. You go to documentary of Sassaford on YouTube, you can see the documentary, by the way, there. Had over 620,000 views at the moment. So that was thanks to Professor Bird, David Bird. What a name, hey, Bird. And also, of course, David Hancock, who did helped in a lot of the documentation there, a lot of with the background facts, which I really appreciate. Kelly says, is there a lack of food for the eagles? I asked this because I have seen falcons' nests that have a lack of food feed the smallest babies to the bigger ones. Yes, and Kelly, you know, this is not. This depends, of course, very much on the region, as you would know. And you know, where we are in the Pacific Northwest, this is not the case, at least not at the moment. But there are seasons, of course. If we go on, you know, depriving, you know, extracting all the or killing all the salmon, and killing the balance of nature, then all the animals suffer. So that is my comment on that. So why in Latvia at the moment they have, or Western Latvia, they have a food deficiency, I don't know what the reason is. Again, this is just what I extracted from the forums to get at least a little bit of information before the stream. I read as much as I could. And it seems to be that there is a lack of food at the moment. For what reason, I don't know. Whether that is lack of fish in the Baltic Sea, maybe. Overfishing, you know, irresponsible fishing, and so on and so on. What can I say, right? Or depriving wildlife of its habitat. That's what we see here in Vancouver. We Canadians are all but holy, I can tell you that. We're not. I see a lot of destruction. That's what David Hancock is trying to always do, is to make sure that when we lose an eagle's nest, there's a new eagle's nest being built in its place in another region. So we call this relocation of the nest. Isn't it incredible? You have this wind and the microphone is doing so well. So yes, Kelly, that's my response to this, right? Okay. Okay. Anyway, so that was just a quick. That was hopefully a quick information on this nest. So again, this is the nest in Latvia, and don't hesitate to send me much more. Just came home, says Bonnie. So baby hawk was taken by an eagle, then fell out of the nest. No, no, sorry, Bonnie, that's a little bit mixed up. That's what happened in the Redding nest. That's the Redding nest. This nest is a nest, and I'm spooling back 12 hours, right? 12 hours. There was a hawklet brought into a white-tailed eagle nest and then killed by the parent for food. So that happened many hours afterwards, although the parent stood right next to the to the hawklet for quite some time, so it seemed to be as if they were surviving. Okay, that's it in a way. Whatever happened to that crow in the BC nest? Well, we know, Mary, what happened to that crow. The crow was suffocated, and look at the YouTube channel. A very nice interview with Kevin McGowan there, Dr. Kevin McGowan, who's a crow expert. Was the best that could happen, because that crow was many weeks away from fledging, right? I was going to turn off the beautiful background sound, but it was many weeks away from fledging. So that's what happened. So it was probably the best thing that could happen. And it was, as far as I know, it was buried in the nest then. I don't know what happened after that, okay? Okay. Well, thank you very much anyway. I hope that was... I hope this live stream, this very spontaneous live stream, was of use to you. Let me just see now, where are we? Oh gosh, I seem to have lost everything here. Oh no, here I am. Everything. No, it's all there. Hang on. Let me just. Yeah, we're all back now. I have too many things open. Anyway, thank you so much for participating. I wish you a wonderful Monday. We, by the way, have Victoria's Day here in Canada. We've got a holiday, which is even more nice, because I'm going to go back in the sunshine right now. And I hope you get some rest too, wherever you are. I hope this was informative, if not enjoyable. At least it was interesting, right? So please help keep Zasaphoto alive in many ways. You can always contribute by sending me interesting material, which I can report on, and I'm very grateful for that. Or you can contribute with stars on Facebook, or as we just had, with a kind donation on YouTube. I very much appreciate it. And I wish you a wonderful day, and I'll be back sooner than later, okay? And by the way, we have 160,000 followers now on Facebook, big thing. And we have over 10,000 followers on YouTube. That's historic, especially the 160,000 on Facebook is a major achievement. So thank you all for that. I really appreciate it. And have a wonderful day.